Hello, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. So, such a fun show and such fun characters. Your character, Francis, is a lot of fun as well. And for a child character, a kid of one of uh, the main characters, you aren't so long for the ride. You're kind of like a partner in crime at times. So,
Yes.
what is your favorite part about playing her?
My favorite part of playing Francis. Oh my gosh. There's so many favorites. I love this is gonna sound cheesy, but I really like the makeup and how she chooses to express herself. And over the show, you really get to see how she evolves as a person and how almost of like an old soul she is, and how she almost nurtures her dad in a way. And it's just fun, I guess, playing that and doing that journey. Um, and of course, just working with the incredible cast, I would say.
And I heard that Sterling encourages actors to explore their characters. Did you get to bring anything to her, or anything that wasn't in the script, or that even something maybe that we don't see on screen, but something like, that's internalized?
Yeah, I think you just, I mean, I think it was on the page, but just internally, I think the whole time that I just kept thinking about how I just to me, Frances's mind is kind of her mom's, and but she still has the same like interests that her dad has, but she kind of has like a stronger composure, and she holds herself stronger than he does. Maybe just more put together. And then, she's with him, and then she's kind of like, oh my gosh, he's a lot. And then again, that nurturing thing kind of comes out, I think. Um, but yeah.
Was there any improv or anything like that, or backstory that you created?
So much improv. I think working with Michael and Ethan, they were they are hilarious on set. All the car scenes where Michael is sitting on a bucket, Lee Raybon, and he's sitting on the bucket, and it is both of them are so funny. And I learned so much about improv just working with them, and how creative they are. And I just they're so inspiring, and even some of the takes, like I'm sure some of them weren't usable because I'm laughing, but they're geniuses.
I was gonna say, did it throw you for a loop at all when they're doing their thing and you kind of have to just wing it and be ready and
Well,
stay
I
in
just
character?
Francis's kind of thing is kind of like, oh, these children, and she has to not think that they're funny. And I'm just crying. Um but I think one of the improv lines I actually one of that made the cut was um I think Michael had just gotten out of the car, and we're exiting the van, and we're going up the hill into the restaurant. I think this is episode 2 or 3. And I go, "Will you please make him stop?" Because he just kept going and going. But like that's his improv. It's so good and it's so funny, but it gives you so much as an actor to work with.
Fine-tuned. So, but I have two daughters, one a little older than you, one a little younger than you. But when I watch you play, and react to Lee, I see them in you. There's kind of like you enjoy a little bit of it. At the same time, it's cringe and annoying. But
Yeah.
and you're like you can't believe this is your dad. But I think there's just amazing amount of chemistry that I see there.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Frances could be given all the weird, worst looks to her dad, but it like everything really does come from her heart though, and at the end of the day, it's just she really, really cares about her dad and just wants him to be safe and okay, but I think in real life I have like a really cool father-daughter relationship, and I would say like acting is my journey with my dad. So going on that journey with Frances, and her becoming kind of a sidekick, it was really fun. And I think Ethan is just so great, and working with him, he's so playful, and it gives me so much to work with. And oh my gosh, my dog just barked. Sorry. I think he gives me so much to work with, and I think just that combination just really creates such a good and familiar dynamic and relationship.
Hmm. Well, that's what I was going to say. Very familiar feel to it. That's what I notice is like the natural beats to it and the natural, you know, father-daughter relationship. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You fit together. And Ethan seems like a really cool guy. What is it like hanging out with him off screen, and how does that your time off screen affect your performance on screen?
Um, he's Ethan is so cool. Um, you know, I'm a huge fan of him, and he obviously was a child actor as well, so he gives me all these stories of Dead Poet Society, and all these fun things, and how he used to mess around, and now he's just so cool, and I feel so lucky that I get to work with him and to hear his insight to the industry. And watching him on set, it's so beautiful because he's so just honest. And everything comes from a really, really truthful place. And he kind of just like lets go, and like what happens, happens. And um, every take is just so different, and just he executes it just all of his ideas so amazingly. And I feel so lucky that I got to watch that in person, and I learned so much.
Did he have any advice for you, and vice versa? Did you have any advice for him through this process?
No, I did not have any advice for him.
Well,
Um,
you've got quite a career already, so I'm sure you have plenty to
thank you.
offer.
But I also just think like an actor shouldn't give another actor, or at least notes, no notes. But
Okay.
I I think, yeah, I just learned so much just from, I think, being around him and seeing how he navigates this set, and how his collaborative process with Sterling was. And I just feel, like I said, super lucky that I got to see it for myself.
And you're a city girl.
Yes.
What's it like shooting out in Tulsa, like directly in the center of the country?
Yeah, I am a city girl. Wow, shooting at Tulsa was really cool. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know too much about Tulsa before going, but the people that live in Tulsa know how crazy the weather is, and also the like natural disasters. It's crazy. You would think one would cancel out the other, but no. But my favorite Tulsa story is when we're shooting on, I think it was right when the series got picked up, or when we started shooting again, first week, and it literally was below zero, and we were shooting on that lake in episode 2 and 3. And it's really, really beautiful, but it freezes almost overnight, and you could just the next day on set, we're working inside, and inside that like little restaurant. Um, but you see the writers and the producers outside kind of scratching their head because they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're shooting on the water tomorrow for the boat scene. Like, what are we gonna do?" And you just see the panic in their eyes. And then the next day, I think it's just Tulsa magic. The lake literally defrosted, and it looked like a bright summer day, and it was literally over 80 degrees. It was the craziest change in weather I'd ever seen, but I'm so happy that it did because we got the scene done.
How does the Tulsa vibe differ from the New York vibe?
I think it would be a little bit slower, or maybe just like a bit more laid back, that country vibe. I've actually have a cottage up north and in Canada, and it has like the same. There's like lots of farms, and it's really lovely, but it's actually really artsy in Tulsa, and really lovely. Like there's such beautiful places to go to. Like the Gathering Place was one of my favorites, and really, really great food experiences too, I just might add.
So you got to make it home while you're shooting.
Yeah.
So, how about favorite scene to shoot? I've only seen the first 6 episodes. I'm purposely not like pushing through it and binging. I'm kind of taking my time after I started with the first three, and then now I'm kind of working my way through. Without spoiling anything, is there a favorite scene that you have coming up?
Um, ooh, I do. All I'm gonna say, there was a lot of talking in it. Where I just had never, okay, I don't want to give too much away, but I just had never done a scene like it. I don't even know how I can. There's just like a speaking, lots of talking. You'll see. I think it's in the final episode. Um, but there was just a lot of text to memorize. And I was nervous, but it went really well, and I was really happy. But another one of my favorite scenes was the makeup scene where I'm doing makeup on my dad, and I'm kind of sitting on the bathroom sink, and it just captures Lee's and Francis's relationship so well. How she's the one looking after him and protecting him, and it's funny, and I love it. And who doesn't want to do makeup on Ethan? So
I was going to say, any daughter, any father-daughter relationship that doesn't have a daughter covering up your bruises with makeup is not a true relationship.
yeah, for my birthday, a couple of years ago, I was like, Dad, all I want to do is do your makeup. So I get it.
Is it gonna happen?
I did it once when I was 12, and he has never let me do it again.
Okay.
I don't
So
blame him.
yeah, I mean that's it's probably a smart decision. But you've worked with Ethan Hawke. You faced off against killer clowns. You've you've worked with aliens. Coming up, you have vampires. I know you can't share much, but can you just tell me a little bit about the moment you learned you were going to be the new Slayer?
I
Everyone's
was
talking about it.
oh, I was so overwhelmed with so many different emotions. Um, and I was just so excited. I just don't even think it took me a week, I think, to really process booking it. But I just feel so lucky, and I can't wait to show it to the world one day. And yeah, I just feel so lucky, and so honored that I have this amazing, so many great people behind me, and Sarah Michelle. So yeah. I'm so happy. Literally a week after, I was like laying down and being like, "Oh my gosh," I was still crying.
That's wonderful. Well, I really love your work on this series. I can't wait to see what that scene is with all the talking, and to see what you do there.
I
Thank
love
you so much
that.
for the time today, and best of
Thank
luck.
you. Bye.